Today on Good Morning Maine, President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are set to arrive in Lewiston later today to pay respects to the victims killed in last week's mass shooting. Plus, the latest from Hancock County Superior Court as a man is on trial for the alleged murder of his ex-girlfriend, which occurred in Winter Harbor in June of last year. And a local ski lodge, which has been up for sale, pledges they will stay open as long as they remain in the same hands. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. We have a lot to get to today, so before we start, let's get a first check of that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround and walk-ins are always welcome. As we get things rolling out there this morning, it's quiet out there. We just have clouds moving in. Whatever you see out there in the radar land across the northern parts of the state, not reaching the ground. We don't have to worry about that. You got to look toward Canada for possibly anything to reach the ground there. But for us, though, we will stay dry today with some clouds and maybe some sunshine mixed in from time to time throughout the daytime period. Let's zoom things out. It's a large area of high pressure here, kind of stretching all the way from over here and further off towards the south and west. So that's why we will stay dry today and the next few days as well, with some very nice weather that will be seen. Otherwise, though, some clouds this morning. We'll get a break to allow some sunshine during the afternoon period. More clouds moving later on tonight. Perhaps some rain showers further off towards the north, but the rest of us, though, will stay dry, as there'll be plenty of dry air aloft to prevent a lot of the rainfall from reaching the ground at best. But otherwise, though, some gusty winds stay out of the southwest, reaching up to roughly 15 miles per hour at times. Some gusts up to 25 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. We'll keep that going until Saturday before the winds begin to back off. So for today, though, all right, lower 50s, partly cloudy and breezy, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, some clouds this morning giving way to sunshine during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s by the afternoon. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. An overnight house fire in Fort Fairfield claimed the lives of 3 people, including a teenager. According to Maine State Police, crews responded to the fire at 85 Riverside Avenue just after 2 a.m. yesterday. The fire marshal's investigation found that 3 people, a father, mother, and daughter, died in the fire. 1 child survived and was taken to the hospital. State police believe the 3 people who passed away were 47-year-old Eric Elmer, 39-year-old Jessica Elmer, and 17-year-old Rose Elmer. Although they are waiting on the Office of Chief Medical Examiner to provide an official identification. The fire remains under investigation and there is no indication of foul play. State police do say there were no working smoke detectors in the home. Fire officials confirmed at least 2 dogs were lost in a fire just before noon yesterday at a mobile home in Eddington. According to the Eddington Fire Chief, the 2 individuals who live in the single-wide home on Stony Ridge Road were not at the scene when the fire started. According to Fire Chief Ryan Davis, dispatch received a call from a neighbor saying they were hearing a snapping noise, almost like electricity. When firefighters arrived on scene, they could not get inside the home, which was already experiencing structural collapse. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office closed down the road while crews battled the fire. Because there were no fire hydrants or water supply options close to the house, firefighters had to shuttle water from a hydrant about half a mile away.
There was a couple pets that did die in the fire. There was a couple dogs that we have found. The structure's under control and we're going to have the fire marshals just working on a cause of the fire. Unknown at this time, under investigation.
According to Chief Davis, mobile homes burn quickly and it took first responders about an hour to fully put out the flames. No first responders were injured though. Testimony is underway for a Portland man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend at Acadia National Park. Raymond Lester is accused of striking Nicole McKemmy with his vehicle and leaving her for dead before fleeing the country. Yesterday on the witness stand, we heard from multiple witnesses that testified to the nature of the couple's relationship before the alleged murder. McKemmy's previous roommate and neighbor said arguments could regularly be heard coming from the couple's apartment. Also, a kayaking instructor from Friends of Acadia who interacted with and observed Lester and McKemmy says the couple had the worst argument she had ever seen in her professional career before the supposed murder. The trial is expected to wrap up next week. Two suspects have been arrested in connection with alleged robberies at a Waterville bank and a Fairfield convenience store. Waterville police say a local Bangor savings bank was robbed on October 31st, and a Circle K in Fairfield was also robbed the next day. They say they believe the same suspect committed both crimes and in both incidents did get away with undisclosed amounts of money. Waterville police say yesterday they got a tip that the suspect was in the area of Front Street, but as officers converged, they were told that person was leaving. They found the vehicle nearby in a parking lot on Main Place and detained Isaac Sterling and Trevor Miller. Both men were ultimately charged with robbery and state-level criminal conspiracy. Police say Isaac Sterling was the suspect who allegedly entered the businesses. They say Trevor Miller allegedly acted as a getaway driver. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will visit Lewiston today following the horrific mass shooting last week that killed 18 people and injured numerous others. The President and First Lady will pay respects to the victims, grieve with families and community members, as well as meet with first responders, medical personnel, and others on the front lines of the response. The President and First Lady will land at Brunswick Executive Airport. It's expected to be around 2:30 this afternoon. In other news now, police say a Maine man threatened to show up at an elementary school in Topsom with an AR-15. His threat leading to an immediate lockdown of all Topsom schools and an investigation that led to the arrest of that suspect. Brad Rogers has the latest.
Police arrested Adam J. Green in Fort Fairfield on charges of terrorizing and harassment by telephone or electronic device. Topsom police say they were notified at 8:45 this morning of a threat just made on social media. They say 36-year-old Adam J. Green had allegedly made jokes online about the recent mass shooting in Lewiston when a Topsom resident asked him why he would say that.
And then the person immediately started attacking them, making threats towards them, and then made threats towards a local elementary school saying they'd come down here with their rifle.
An AR-15?
An AR-15 rifle, yes, sir.
Interim Superintendent Heidi O'Leary sent out an alert to parents letting them know about the threat. O'Leary said based on the initial information we have, the threat was made not by a man from this community, but from Caribou, Maine, who had a conflict with a former student. He threatened to find where the student lives and bring a weapon to an elementary school. No schools or students were identified by name.
Well, on the heels of what's just happened in Maine, it's just concerning. Our levels of anxiety are already high, and then this on top of it, is it a credible threat or is it not? And you take every threat as credible these days.
We spoke with several parents who chose to take their children home after learning of the threat.
I got the alert on the phone. It was very vague, so my first instinct was just to come grab my little guy.
Fort Fairfield police took the suspect in custody this afternoon, and the shelter-in-place order was lifted at all schools. Authorities also plan to get a warrant to confiscate his weapons. Topsom police notified Lewiston Police, the FBI, and Secret Service about the threats. In fact, Chief Hagan says the Secret Service was looking for Mr. Green for threats he allegedly made against President Biden.
After months of uncertainty and auction delays, an Orrington trash facility has been sold. Our David Ledford has the details.
Strike the property down. We sold it for $1.5 million.
The Penobscot Energy Recovery Company has been auctioned off to the highest bidder. The Waste to Energy Group stopped operations back in May, and in September, more than 30 workers were temporarily laid off. At an auction Thursday, Pennsylvania-based company Delta Thermo Energy bought the facility for $1.5 million.
Have it about $1.5 million.
And they say they plan to keep the plant functional and get employees back to work as soon as possible.
I want all the people that work here to keep their jobs. We need to keep this alive.
That roller coaster is a rough ride. It has not been smooth, so it's good to have a direction to go in at this time.
As the plant sat idle over the past few months, waste intended for the facility was instead sent to Juniper Ridge Landfill, which charges tipping fees for waste handling. Orrington Town Manager Chris Backman says he expects the town to be billed for those fees.
We haven't received any bill yet. I anticipate that coming in any day. I'm prepared for that. Probably $120,000.
It won't affect the town immediately. I think budgeting-wise going forward, I think we have some soul searching to do in how we handle our trash.
The new owner says the facility needs to be both cleaned and repaired before it can be back up and running. But he estimates that they could resume operations by as early as the start of next year.
The age of the plant is going to cause us to put a lot in. So we're looking at probably pretty close to the first of the year before it's running.
In Orrington, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
On Monday, mechanical engineers informed School Union 93 and Surrey Select Board members that the Surrey Elementary School has a ventilation problem in the kindergarten classroom, leading to high levels of carbon dioxide. According to the school's superintendent, Derek Perkins, the CO2 levels were found to be 1,600 parts per million. And for an 8-hour period, levels of 5,000 parts per million would be considered dangerous. Perkins says it's far from ideal, but for the short term, they have newly purchased CO2 meters. Safety measures have also been created in coordination with the school nurse.
Should they be sending their kids? And I would say at this point, yes. Like this, there's nothing that's really changed in this building in the last 15 years other than we've always had a ventilation issue. I'm just glad that we did some work to find it.
Perkins hopes a brand new ventilation system will be installed over the summer. Perkins and the school board are hoping to get funding from Maine DOE's School Revolving Renovation Fund to pay for the repairs. The fund will move to have the state forgive between 30 to 70% of the costs, which are estimated to be around $1.5 million. A popular Bucksport brew house has closed after the sudden death of a well-known Bucksport figure, Brother Donald Paul Martell. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with the community as they process this shock.
It's just a very, 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 very sad day for all of us here.
Friar's Brewhouse Taproom shut their doors permanently after unexpectedly losing one of their own.
Without Brother Donald and his magic in the kitchen, nothing will ever replace the magic he did.
According to the taproom, police found Brother Donald Paul Martell deceased in his vehicle at a boat launch on Tuesday. Friar's opened in 2018 as part of the Franciscans of Bucksport and was the first taproom in the town.
Everybody knew Brother Donald. He was a celebrity. He was a hoot. He made everybody laugh.
Kimberly Dion worked with Brother Donald for 3 years and says he had a passion for brewing beer. She says the community will never be the same without him.
This, for me, was a dream job. I loved working with him every day. Loved dad jokes, loved telling jokes, loved magic, loved literature. Just a really beautiful, beautiful human being.
In Bucksport, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, all the latest on question 8 that will be on your ballot next week. Yes, there are that many referendum questions this year. We'll hear the details on this lesser-known proposed amendment. But before we go, let's take another quick look at that forecast. Less chilly than yesterday, at least. Partly cloudy, breezy, high of 51 degrees. It may feel chillier than that because of that breeze, though. Dropping down only 10 degrees tonight, so warmer tonight than it has been the past few nights. High of 41 degrees, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, though, just partly cloudy. Again, nicer than today. High of 55 degrees. We'll be right back.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
These days you can buy a new mattress anywhere. However, getting the right mattress at the right price will keep you up at night. When you're ready for a new mattress, come to Dorsey's. We've delivered more mattresses to this area than any other retailer. With over 48 years of experience, the largest in-stock selection, plus our 30-night sleep guarantee, we've got the right mattress for you at a great price. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden. Sleep well, my friends.
Hood milking you. It's why we do what we do. Day in and day out. Making milk you can trust, with no artificial growth hormones. And we protect Hood milk with our light block bottle. We care about our milk because we know how much you care about what you give your family. So you can feel good about Hood.
November 6th, the next generation is bringing down the family legacy.
I need a shot right now.
Can Gordon set them straight before it goes up in smoke?
This is a joke, and your parents are giving you everything.
Jeez. All new Kitchen Nightmares, then on Special Forces. When pushed to the edge, how many will last? It's an all-new Special Forces after a new Kitchen Nightmares, Monday, November 6th on Fox.
The UMaine Cooperative Extension has received a $750,000 grant from the National Institutes of Food and Agriculture, which will provide a boost to its aquaculture learning tools. The money will be used to purchase educational technology, including virtual reality equipment. That equipment will provide young learners with the ability to go on interactive virtual field trips, which will allow them to explore Maine's aquaculture facilities from the convenience of their classrooms and homes. The Cooperative Extension will also expand its 4-H aquaponics project, which helps educators and their students build and maintain an aquarium full of fish. The wastewater from those fish is then used to grow plants.
We like to say if kids can learn and maintain a 20-gallon aquarium, they can work in a larger facility because the concepts are all exactly the same in terms of fish care and husbandry and water quality management, systems, plumbing, electrical, you know, those are kind of like mini systems of the real thing.
The project will also establish a 4-H aquaculture ambassador program, which will assign 15 youth leaders to serve as mentors and educators in their communities. While you hear quite a bit about the first 4 referendum questions in this election, there are a total of 8 questions. 4 citizen initiative referendums and 4 proposed constitutional amendments. Our Augusta area reporter, Corey Bouchard, found out more about one of those lesser-known proposed amendments, Question 8.
This particular provision of the Constitution has been found unconstitutional for the last 23 years.
Question 8 reads, quote, "Do you favor amending the Constitution of Maine to remove a provision prohibiting a person under guardianship for reasons of mental illness from voting for governor, senators, and representatives, which the United States District Court for the District of Maine found violates the United States Constitution and federal law," end quote. According to Mark Joyce, the Mental Health Program Director for Disability Rights Maine, even though that section of Maine's Constitution was found to be illegal due to a 2001 federal court case, it's still on the books, just not enforced.
One of the things I'd like people to know the most when they're looking at Question 8 is that this is not a question that is going to give someone under guardianship the right to vote. They have that right already.
Joyce adds, this is actually a very important step in protecting every Mainer's right to vote, even if it might seem a moot point.
One of the things that has come up with this particular question is people have said to me, well, Mark, they don't enforce it. It's illegal. Why go through all the rigmarole of getting this thing off of the Constitution? And I think the problem is that it is in our source document. So there is a real problem with disenfranchisement of individuals who go to the Constitution, read this thing, and go, oh, well, I can't vote, so I'm not going to go. That is one of the huge problems with still having it.
Election Day is less than a week away, Tuesday, November 7th. Stick with ABC 7 and Fox 22 News for your complete election coverage. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And you'll be hearing more about all the referendum questions as the days get closer to actual election day. In other news now, Question 2 on the town of Hamden's ballot asks voters if they want to authorize the appropriation and borrowing of up to $1.5 million to finance a road and bridge crossing project. The Sucker Brook, Stony Brook, and Marina Road crossings have all seen considerable damage due to weather and wear and tear as well, of course. Voting yes would allow the town to seek a bond to make the necessary repairs. Voting no means the town would need to find alternative ways to get the necessary funding. According to Hamden's town manager, the Sucker Brook crossing has grown to what some would call an oversized culvert. Marina Road and the Stony Brook Bridge have been washed out multiple times due to rain.
There's a sewer line that runs underneath that bridge, so not only does the bridge have to be repaired, but the sagging sewer line has to be repaired.
Voting for the residents of Hamden will be held at the Scan Recreation Center on November 7th. All right, the time now is 8:20. After the break, the family that has owned and operated the Herman Mountain Ski Lodge for 35 years has had the business up for sale for months now, but they say that won't disrupt their winter season. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
There's too much uncertainty around Pine Tree Power.
It's a mystery bag that will cost Mainers billions.
It will mean tremendous uncertainty for workers, say Maine's labor leaders.
Business leaders say it will mean higher rates with no guarantee of better service.
And Governor Mills says, let's not gamble with our future. Vote no on question 3.
Please join leading Maine voices and vote no on 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
Your dog is the one you wanted. You want what's best for them. So ask your vet about new NexGard Plus. It's one-and-done monthly protection from fleas and ticks, plus heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms, all in a delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. From the maker of #1 vet-recommended HeartGuard Plus, NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Winter is right around the corner, and the new Herman Mountain Ski Area is getting ready for another season. The ski lodge has been owned and operated by the same family for over 35 years, and about a year ago, they put the business up on the market. According to the owner, the lodge is still for sale. However, they still plan to be fully open this season.
Everything is all ready to go, and we're pretty excited. It is for sale, and we so badly want to see it go to someone that will keep what we've done here.
Whitcomb says for the first time, season passes are available for purchase online. They are aiming to open officially the first week of December, pending the weather. The owner says the lodge will remain open as long as it remains in his family's hands. All right, the time now is 8:23. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo with over 25 years of experience. We are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation for one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, we have a small crowd advisory in effect. It'll last until 2 p.m. on Saturday along the coast because the wave heights are expected to get active today as gusty winds will be moving in from time to time as well. We're not as bad out there just yet at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys out there. Expect these numbers to really increase as the gusty winds get going later on today. Otherwise, though, just clouds moving and no precipitation reaching the ground at all. Even though we may have some moisture up aloft, though, nothing's reaching the ground. Plenty of dry air up aloft, though, that's preventing this from reaching the ground. In fact, it might be a little bit in Canada, but that'll be about it. We just have clouds moving in for us this morning, and we'll get some sunshine rolling during the afternoon period as well with a large area of high pressure. In fact, 3 centers of high pressure right about in here, though. helping to keep us very nice, so, and that's why we're going to stay dry for the next few days. No precipitation expected at all. So as we do move forward, though, the clouds that we're seeing this morning will give way to sunshine during the afternoon period. You might still notice a few passing clouds from time to time. By later on this evening, here's what we're looking at here. Increasing clouds will be common. There will be a few rain showers, maybe to the north, but I doubt they'll reach it to the south, though, because again, we have dry air up aloft. Now, it'll prevent a lot of that rainfall from making it, so we should be dry for most of the day Saturday. In fact, some sunshine coming out late before the clouds get out of here. And then, of course, by Saturday night into parts of Sunday, more clouds on the way yet again, though, that we'll need to keep an eye on. Otherwise, though, the big story will be the gusty winds from time to time as well, reaching up to 25 miles per hour today at times, making travel a little bit tricky, so make sure you're ready for that. Even some more gusty winds later on tonight that could possibly linger into tomorrow before it begins to back off, so by Saturday afternoon, things will begin to improve. Our average high temperature is 51 degrees. We'll do just about that today in the lower 50s. The middle 50s Saturday. We're back in the lower 50s for a Sunday. Middle 40s cooling off a bit on Monday. Back in the mid 50s Tuesday. And 40s and 30s return Wednesday and also into your Thursday. So for today, lower 50s, partly cloudy and breezy out there. And that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. Already lower 40s later on tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. And that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 50s and a partly cloudy sky. And a southwest wind much calmer at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is looking at your extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. The time change is on Sunday as 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. Will be partly cloudy with highs in the lower 50s. Middle 40s Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. And rain showers moving on Tuesday, highs in the mid 50s.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Should be electric today. The crowd, the atmosphere, this is what makes it special. The student body are out of their mind. You want a piece of us? This is what we do. Here we go. Touchdown. Wow. Sensational.
Big noon kickoff, Saturdays on Fox.
Looking for your dream home? Contact the Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Turning now to the escalating conflict in the Middle East. The fighting between Israeli forces and Hamas militants is intensifying in the air and on the ground. The death toll on both sides now topping 9,000 as the U.S. calls on Israel to allow more aid into Gaza as the humanitarian crisis there worsens. ABC's Justin Finch with the latest from Washington.
This morning, Israeli troops pressing deeper into North Gaza. The Israeli Defense Forces says its ground operation is expanding, reporting its troops have completely encircled Gaza City and are locked in face-to-face battles with Hamas militants. Israel intensifying air assaults on Hamas targets across Gaza, demolishing densely populated areas. Civilian survivors, including children, rescued from the rubble. The Biden administration calling for humanitarian pauses to allow more aid inside Gaza.
We do not support a ceasefire and that gives time for Hamas to regroup, which is something that, again, would put Israeli citizens and others in danger.
A senior U.S. official telling ABC News the U.S. is also flying unarmed MQ-9 Reaper drones over Gaza to assist Israel with locating more than 200 hostages Hamas is holding captive. Secretary of State Antony Blinken set for more meetings with top Israeli leaders today.
We will focus as well on steps that need to be taken to protect civilians who are in a crossfire of Hamas's making.
At the South Gaza-Egypt border, the White House says 74 Americans and their families were among hundreds of foreign nationals to enter Egypt through the Rafah border crossing in recent days. American Maha Elbana, an aid worker from New Jersey, now safe and well in Cairo, speaking to our Maggie Ruley.
I have PTSD. I've been through a lot. If I hear like a loud noise, I jump. I had a panic attack. It's unbearable. So you can't really escape it.
On Capitol Hill, a House Republican majority passed a $14 billion Israel aid package paid for with money earmarked for the IRS. But it also leaves out Ukraine defense funding. That bill likely dead on arrival in the Democrat-led Senate, and the president has vowed a veto. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Consumers of soft drinks take note of a potential ingredient change to some beverages. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, may ban the use of brominated vegetable oil. The food additive is used in some store-brand sodas and sports drinks to prevent citrus flavoring from separating and floating to the top. The agency says, quote, the intended use of BVO in food is no longer considered safe. The proposed change comes after California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill last month prohibiting the sale of food containing certain chemicals, including the BVO. It could be a record holiday shopping season for consumers, despite more economic struggles. The National Retail Federation projects sales in November and December will rise by 3 to 4% from last year. That means sales in that 2-month period could be between $957.3 billion and $966.6 billion, the highest level on record. Even though holiday sales are expected to rise this year, the nation's largest retail trade group says it will still be at a slower pace than in the past decade. The projections come as consumers face persistent inflation and higher interest rates. Seems like they say that every year, though. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, free dictionaries were given out to students in Dover-Foxcroft yesterday. We'll hear the reaction as Good Morning Maine continues.
Nothing brings people together like good food with the freshest ingredients. All-natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Friday, November 3rd, 2023. And today is also National Sandwich Day. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This day celebrates one of the most versatile meals out there. Not only that, but this variable cuisine has the power of bringing people together. Is someone you know having a bad day? Offer them a sandwich. Getting a little hangry? Offer them or yourself a sandwich. Want to show someone you care? Sandwich. Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Sandwiches bring world peace. Okay, moving on now. On this day in history, in 1911, Chevrolet officially entered the automobile market in competition with the Ford Model T. On this day in 1956, the world watched as the Suez Crisis unfolded, in which Israeli forces captured the Gaza Strip after several days of fighting. And in 1957, the space dog Laika was launched to her death as the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 2 with the space dog aboard, making her the first animal in space. In 1964, for the first time since 1800, residents of Washington, D.C. were permitted to vote. And in 1975, Good Morning America premiered with David Hartman and Nancy Dussault. For birthdays today, we have one of the most powerful women in the world in terms of publishing and fashion, Anna Wintour. She has been the editor-in-chief of Vogue since 1988, and she is 74 today. And it is also the birthday of model and media personality Kendall Jenner. She is 28 today. She's been on the cover of Vogue. And the famed shirtless comedian Bert Kreischer is 51 today. As far as I know, he has never been on the cover of Vogue, and I'd be okay if he was never on the cover of Vogue. You know, take your shirtless self someplace else. Okay, he's funny though. I do laugh occasionally at his jokes. Okay, let's move on. I'm saying my opinion's too much. Let's send it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs for that full forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. As we get things rolling out there this morning, it's quiet out there. We just have clouds moving in. Whatever you see out there in the radar land across the northern parts of the state, not reaching the ground. We don't have to worry about that. You have to look toward Canada for possibly anything to reach the ground there. But for us, so we will stay dry today with just some clouds and maybe some sunshine mixed in from time to time throughout the daytime period. Let's zoom things out. It's a large area of high pressure here, kind of stretching all the way from over here and further off towards the south and west. So that's why we will stay dry today and the next few days as well, with some very nice weather that will be seen. Otherwise, those some clouds this morning. We'll get a break to allow some sunshine during the afternoon period. More clouds moving later on tonight. Perhaps some rain showers further off towards the north, but the rest of us, though, will stay dry, as there'll be plenty of dry air aloft to prevent a lot of the rainfall from reaching the ground at best. But otherwise, though, some gusty winds stay out of the southwest, reaching up to roughly 15 miles per hour at times. Some gusts up to 25 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. We'll keep that going until Saturday before the winds begin to back off. So for today, though, all right, lower 50s, partly cloudy and breezy, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, some clouds this morning giving way to sunshine during the afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s by the afternoon. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. A team of Valley Grange members delivered free dictionaries to students at Setamoka Elementary School in Dover Foxcroft on Thursday. It's part of the Grange's Words for Thirds program, which helps put dictionaries in the hands of local third graders. The team is led by Walter Boomsma, who says the gift of a personal dictionary provides students with a new learning tool and a sense of empowerment.
Kids really do enjoy this. They get engaged, and you can see that today. They get engaged, they get interested. I think part of it is that they feel empowered because we emphasize the fact that it's their personal dictionary, that they get to keep it forever and ever.
The Grange plans to deliver more than 200 dictionaries to area schools during the next several weeks. I think a fun way to learn new words is there's this random number generator. You can Google it, and then you can type in how many pages there are to a book. So you can generate a random number and it'll take you to a random page. Then you can point and find a word of the day. I think that's a good exercise. I love dictionaries. Nothing better than just having an actual copy of a dictionary. Okay, time to move on. When we return, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports, plus an interview with rising young basketball star Cooper Flagg. We'll be right back. And that's cool.
Fall in love with the brand new 23 Subaru Forester, featuring symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 3.9% financing or lease for $315 per month. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk, celebrating 50 years.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Hey, Grandpa, what's that?
A lightning-fast race car. Mike carries on a family tradition.
We're building a race car from a father-son derby.
Father-son. That sounds like something my son should do with his actual father.
This is kind of our thing. But there may be one dad too many.
He was born a Baxter. He's lived in a Baxter house. As far as I'm concerned, this kid's always going to be a Baxter.
Good, Grandma. Pull my finger.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Fall is here in Maine, and if you're in need of a safe and technologically advanced SUV for your family, Quirk Hyundai has just what you're looking for. Lease the Santa Fe for $339 per month and enjoy complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk.
The Maine Black Bears take on the Hampton Pirates this Saturday at 1 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Busy block here right now, but first we caught up one-on-one with Cooper Flagg earlier in the week after he announced his decision to attend Duke University next fall. Flagg, who reclassified to a senior over the summer, making his highly anticipated college decision Monday morning, announcing his choice to become a Blue Devil. His final two choices were UConn and Duke, making official visits to both schools. He says the decision was really hard and has nothing but respect for everyone on both sides. But one of the coolest parts in talking to him of the whole process was when he and his family got to meet legendary Duke and USA basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski.
I think kind of my whole family's reaction after meeting him was like that he was just super down to earth and just like you could just tell how good of a person he was. And you kind of get the sense of how much knowledge he really has, and especially with like the basketball knowledge and stuff like that. Like you can just tell how well he knows his stuff. But no, it was really cool to see how down to earth he was and just be able to kind of have normal conversations with him aside from basketball and just get to know him, and thought that was really cool.
All right, Coach K, certainly a legend. That is really cool. Let's move on now down to Messalonskee High School in Oakland, where the Northern Maine Field Hockey Championships are being hosted. First up is Class B. It's Belfast looking to stay unbeaten. Coney, it's their first regional crown since 1995. Chance at a regional crown. First quarter, a chance for Coney. Natalie Doobie a shot, but a swat out of the air by Greta Graff for the Lions. Right after that, though, off of a corner, Coney's Macy Freeman to Caroline Hendrickson, and she rolls it into the goal. Rams up 1-0. Second quarter we go. Hendrickson sends to the doorstep, and Helen Deneen is there. That makes it 2-0 Rams. Third quarter, Abby Murill, a shot saved by Graff, but Hendrickson there for her second of the game. It's 3-0. That would be the final. The Rams are your B North regional champs.
Going back to playing them first time, we lost by 3, and honestly, going into this, we were thinking, you know what, that's not going to happen again, and we just won by 3. And honestly, I think for me, speaking for my team, we really don't think that this is real.
Awesome stuff there. Over to the Class C North final. Up next, number 2 Foxcroft Academy and number 1 Dexter. First quarter, insane stuff in goal by Foxcroft's Emma Beither. Shot after shot, save after save. She is fired up after keeping the Tigers off the board. Later on, Beither, a diving attempt to save Presley Dow's shot, and again, great instincts to swat away everything she sees. To the third now, it's a penalty shot from Dexter's Kiera Bennett, and she nails it. Bottom shelf, 1-0 Tigers. The fourth quarter now, Dow charging on, pass up to Alexandra Vafieds. She in front, and she puts it in. Dexter up 2-0. That is your final. They win Class C North.
Well, I was actually thinking, please don't pick me, but I don't know, I guess when it came down to it, I did what was worth it.
All right, and to the grand finale, the Class A North final. Can the home team Messalonskee snap Skowhegan's regional title streak? First quarter, Skowhegan's Lainey LeBlanc sends a shot off the post. On the rebound, Sedalia Savage. She scores. It's 1-0 Riverhawks. Second quarter, Layla Conway, another chance for Skowhegan, but Adriana Pettingill with a great kick save in net. Later, LeBlanc weaving her way through the defense, shoots from a tough angle and puts it in. That puts the Riverhawks up 2-0. Third third quarter. Here she is again with it. She dekes in front, shoots, and scores. That's her second of the game. Riverhawks up 3-0. They go on to win 3-1. That's their 22nd straight regional title.
And it's amazing. Since June, we've come together as a team. We focus on one game at a time. We work as a unit. We work on our passing. And I think this team is really close, and I think it just feels amazing to win another one.
All right, big congratulations to all three of those teams. We'll have those state championship matchups for you guys on Friday. Let's move on to the soccer pitch now. Up at the University of Maine, the Black Bears are one win away from heading to the America East Finals. Maine hosting their semifinal matchup on Thursday, going up against the Catamounts from Vermont. Black Bears up 1-0, but here come those Catamounts. 6.5 minutes into the second half, Lauren DeGroot gets a step on the defense. She slides, and this one is going to trickle in for the score. Vermont ties the game up at 1, and they are pumped about it. Just seconds left now. Same score, 1-1. Christina Kelly, a great ball, finds Julie Losis. She has a shot, but gets tripped up, and we have a free kick with 9 seconds left in the game. Abby Kramer taking it, and she places this one perfectly over everyone. A beautiful shot. She runs right to the crowd with her fellow Black Bears. That is your game winner. Maine will host UMass Lowell in the America East Finals on Sunday. Some crazy stuff right there. To some high school soccer now. Chilly night at Cameron Stadium. Bangor and Mount Ararat playing for a trip to the Class A North Finals. 7 minutes in, JoJo Kluge sends it over to Olivia Scott. She fires from just inside midfield, and look at that, gets over the goalkeeper and in for the long-range score. That's 3 points in basketball. 1-0 Rams, though. Still the first, same score. It's Lily Chandler sending this one towards the net. Madison McLean is there in good position. It's loose, but Aubrey Pelletier makes a great defensive play, kicks that one out of bounds, saves the Eagles a goal. Here comes Mount A now. Emma Berry sends it in. This one's loose and has a chance, but Eva Coombs covers it up safely. That keeps Bangor in front. Plenty of chances for both teams in this one. Here is the second half. Isla Godo is going to get it outside. She fires, but Coombs again makes the save. Bangor wins a close one, and they move on. 2-1 is the final. All right, now for some other scores from around the area. In the America East field hockey quarters, Maine pulling off an upset in overtime, 3-2 over New Hampshire. Class C girls soccer, Bucksport over Holton 3-1. Every goal scored in the second half in that one. George Stevens beats Bucksport. That's an upset in the Class C North boys semis. And then Penobscot Valley over Central Aroostook in D North girls semis 2-0. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
For great Toyota offers, including those not seen on TV, go to buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. Now, you could type buyatoyota.com into your browser, or you could simply scan this QR code with your phone and immediately see offers, search inventory, and get a free independent trade-in value. See 3.99% financing on a tough Tacoma, which could save you up to $2,100. So scan the code and give your fingers a break. Toyota, let's go places.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of either a $25 gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor or from Chick-fil-A in Bangor. Brought to you by Mainly Eyes in Bangor, Twin City Tile in Brewer, Twin City Tint in Brewer, and Winterport Sheds. Compete all season long for the grand prize of $5,000. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
Our first category is all-inclusive.
Pack your bags.
We're talking about a resort. There would be a cart that holds your luggage, a luggage cart.
Luggage cart. Dictionary.
The way Colton comes up with these things here at a resort, there are carts that hold your luggage. There's a luggage cart.
Is a real trip.
Music. Piano keys. Piano keys. You're going to Panama.
Every weekday.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back. I'm here with Eric Perkins, the director of an upcoming show at the Winterport Open Stage. Eric, how are we doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm not much of a morning person, but
well, thanks for making the trek out here. We really appreciate it. So tell me about this upcoming production. Why Bump Off Barnaby?
It's But Why Bump Off Barnaby. I think the but is important. It's by a man named Rick Abbott, which is actually a pen name, a pseudonym of another author named Jack Sharkey. He wrote between 80 and 100 plays, a lot of them fairly humorous like this one.
Okay, so from what I understand, this play, it's a comedy, but at its core, it's a murder mystery. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That's exactly right. You know, when I was first approached by Winterport Open Stage to direct something, I proposed a number of murder mysteries and horror type of plays, because that's kind of where my mind goes this time of year, heading into winter, goes to a dark place. But a lot of the stuff that I proposed was really dark, and I had this play kind of in my back pocket that is really more farcical and incredibly hilarious, but yeah, like you said, at its heart, it really is an intriguing mystery. It is a murder mystery.
So you mentioned it's farcical in nature, and I believe you likened it to the cult classic Clue movie. Can you tell me how those kind of line up, where we're finding the similarities?
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. There's some really kind of over-the-top characters, and everyone's a suspect, basically. And there are a lot of twists and turns and surprises.
So how long have you been working on this production?
It's been kind of a whirlwind process. I want to say about a month and a half. It feels like just yesterday that we sat down and did the first table read, and then 2 nights ago we did our first full dress rehearsal, and it's firing on all cylinders. This is a really good play.
And what has this is your first time working with Winterport Open Stage. What has that process been like so far?
It's been fantastic. The board of directors there and all the people that I've never worked with before, other than my wife who's in the play, have just really come together to put together a great show.
So you said you had your dress rehearsal last night, or 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, so that means the show must be coming up soon. When are we going to have that show?
The show is coming up this very evening.
This very evening?
7:30.
Okay, 7:30 tonight. Where is that going to be?
It's at the Samuel L. Wagner Middle School. It's right in Winterport.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the theater that you're performing in?
It's a middle school, but it's really just a great asset for the community and for that theater company, because we have good tech, plenty of seating, lots of seats available. I don't know what else to say about it. Really, it checks off all the boxes for a theater.
Perfect. Okay, so 7:30 tonight, and what was the name of that theater again, or the school?
It's Winterport. Well, the company is Winterport Open Stage. It's at the Samuel L. Wagner Middle School in Winterport, and you can go to winterportopenstage.net to get tickets, and if you want more specific directions on how to get there. But it's right off 1A. Is that 1A?
I believe so. All right, everybody, go get your tickets on winterportopenstage.net?
Yes.
.net. All right, we're going to throw it over to Devin Biggs with the weather.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo with over 25 years of experience. We are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation for one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, we have a small crowd advisory in effect. It'll last until 2 p.m. on Saturday. Along the coast, because the wayfinds are expected to get active today, as gusty winds will be moving in from time to time as well. We're not as bad out there just yet, at around 2 to 3 feet according to the buoys out there. Expect these numbers to really increase as the gusty winds get going later on today. Otherwise, though, just clouds moving and no precipitation reaching the ground at all. Even though we may have some moisture up aloft, though, nothing's reaching the ground. Plenty of dry air up aloft, though, that's preventing this from reaching the ground. In fact, it might be a little bit in Canada, but that'll be about it. We just have clouds moving in for us this morning, and we'll get some sunshine rolling during the afternoon period as well, with a large area of high pressure. In fact, 3 centers of high pressure right about in here, though. helping to keep us very nice. So that's why we're going to stay dry for the next few days. No precipitation expected at all. So as we do move forward, though, the clouds that we're seeing this morning will give way to sunshine during the afternoon period. You might still notice a few passing clouds from time to time. By later on this evening, here's what we're looking at here. Increasing clouds will be common. There will be a few rain showers, maybe to the north, but I doubt they'll reach it to the south, though, because again, we have dry air up aloft. Now it'll prevent a lot of that rainfall from making it. So we should be dry for most of the day Saturday. In fact, some sunshine coming out late before the clouds get out of here. And then, of course, by Saturday night into parts of Sunday, more clouds on the way yet again, though, that we'll need to keep an eye on. Otherwise, though, the big story will be the gusty winds from time to time as well, reaching up to 25 miles per hour today at times, making travel a little bit tricky. So make sure you're ready for that. Even some more gusty winds later on tonight that could possibly linger into tomorrow before it begins to back off. So by Saturday afternoon, things will begin to improve. Our average high temperature is 51 degrees. We'll do just about that today in the lower 50s. The middle 50s Saturday. We're back in the lower 50s for a Sunday. Middle 40s cooling off a bit on Monday. Back in the mid 50s Tuesday. And 40s and 30s return Wednesday and also into your Thursday. So for today, lower 50s, partly cloudy and breezy out there. And that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. Already lower 40s later on tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. And that south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 50s and a partly cloudy sky. And a southwest wind much calmer at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here is looking at your extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. The time change is on Sunday as 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. Will be partly cloudy with highs in the lower 50s. Middle 40s Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. And rain showers moving on Tuesday, highs in the mid 50s.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Powerful all-wheel drive hybrid electric vehicles. Plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Plus an all-electric SUV. Toyota is electrified, diversified, with more electrified all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand. Like the all-electric BC4X with all-wheel drive and amazingly quick acceleration. See your New England Toyota dealer, your electrified all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
I'll go naked. I bet you will.
The fun in a game of words.
Flip-flop. Cougar. Little Caesars.
Sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Is choosing wisely.
I hope they know what it is, because we gotta take it. Want to try to win this thing, so I'll take Noogie.
25 words or less.
Knuckle head rub.
Noogie, you won the game, guys.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Fans have been divided on how to correctly pronounce a popular candy, and the debate is over. Well, sort of. The Hershey Company, makers of Reese's peanut butter cups, have to live with satisfied but tongue-tied customers. But now Hershey is helping fans once and for all. The company is pointing to a recent Halloween commercial which says the chocolate treat is pronounced Reese's, the same way as the possessive form of actress Reese Witherspoon's name. But that's not stopping some fans, clearly including myself, from pronouncing it Reese's. And now that they've told me how to do it, now I don't want to do it the right way. So good luck to them in those regards. Okay, in other news, new research suggests rats have a pretty good imagination. Scientists at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute's Genelia Research Campus in Virginia conducted an experiment with rats using virtual reality to test their cognitive thinking. The experiment found rats can perform tasks in a virtual environment. So they had those little headsets on that kids play video games with. And they have imaginations, just like humans. Scientists say rats were able to move objects within the virtual reality world. They say rats can also voluntarily generate activity in the hippocampus, where the brain recalls learning and memory. Scientists add even if a rat stays in a fixed place, its spatial thoughts can go to remote locations. I wonder if rats have dreams. I wonder if they have nightmares versus good dreams. You know, that's interesting. Okay, well, while we ponder this over the weekend, we hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for joining us. That's all for today. You can stay tuned for 25 Words or Less. That's next on Fox 22. Have a great day.